many Kongs would it take to defeat one single Godzilla? Will it be as simple as 2 Kongs? 10 Kongs? Will it require an army of Kongs? Infinite Kongs? Okay, spoiler alert, ain't gonna be infinite Kongs, come on now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, your most hated Kaiju Power Scale will decipher just how many Kongs is required to put down one Godzilla. It'll be Kong as he was in the beginning of their Hong Kong fight, and Godzilla as he was in the beginning of the Hong Kong fight. A rematch, if you will, but this time, Godzilla's getting jumped. But before we dive in, may I ask you to like and subscribe? We are on the way to 3K bar, and it would mean a lot to me if you guys can help with that. Let's hit a huge like goal today. I'm thinking of hitting 1 like. I know that sounds like a lot, but I think we can hit that. We're also gonna be streaming Arc in June, so if you're interested, be sure to check that out. But okay, no more self-promo. Let's jump right on into it. Alright, so we know 1 Kong is definitely not enough to take out Godzilla. But we shouldn't disregard the fight just like that. Let's analyze how well Kong performed in that fight to give us a gauge on how multiple Kongs would do. Starting with his attacks on Godzilla, his punches would stagger Goji, and with a pummeling of combos, he might even potentially draw some blood. I'm not 100% on that, but still pretty solid regardless. And with leverage, he can actually knock Godzilla down like the fat nigga he is and even flex on him. And when he does that starfish body slam, it makes Godzilla squeak like his Showa roar, which is usually associated with pain. However, with all of these attacks, Godzilla recovered from them pretty quickly. And Adam Wingard, the director of GBK, even stating it's an unfair fight for Kong without his weapons.
So like Godzilla kind of thinks that they're sort of having fun, you know, if Kong dies, whatever, he doesn't really care, but like he's not really too worried about it. But when that axe shows up at the end, then things get a little bit more serious.
So we could say Kong's physical blows can stagger and cause some temporary pain to Godzilla, but not enough to be life-ending. But what about the axe? Adam Wingard did say it gets more serious with it. Well, the axe was capable of halting the atomic breath and even absorbing it to become more powerful. Kong also uses it for more than just a shield, shoving it down Godzilla's throat like a bottle of mustard. And the axe, at least when charged with hollow earth juice and an atomic breath blast, can cut into Godzilla's thigh, leaving a scar. And when the axe is fully charged to the maximum, it hit Godzilla so hard he was seeing alternate futures, with Adam Wingard stating it bruised his ego. But once again, Godzilla recovered relatively soon, with no fatal injuries. As for Kong's durability performance, Godzilla's more casual attacks, Kong can shrug off, he's cool. But whenever Goji got really aggressive, he would send Kong flying and bouncing around like some basketballs. And as for Godzilla's atomic breath, Kong can survive a little zap of the atomic breath, and he's chilling for the most part, but he definitely can't take on a full-on blast, especially with that small little bit giving him a scar on his back. And Goji's other attacks, such as biting and clawing and stomping, would critically injure Kong, leaving Kong in a dying state. So Kong could take some hits, but definitely not many. In terms of speed, Kong was the faster of the two, spamming combos on Goji, dodging and blocking the atomic breath left and right. And even when Godzilla went full-on blown out crash out, Kong was still able to roll and out of his attacks. As long as Kong plays it smart, he can avoid most of Godzilla's attacks. But here's what I think will be Kong's best asset in this jumping session, his battle IQ. WIS editors, I love y'all, don't get me wrong, but stop blazing this man Godzilla, cause Kong was mogging him the entire fight in terms of skill and battle IQ. A variety of physical combos, elbows, haymakers, grappling, and you know, not spamming the same move over and over again, especially when it's not working. Adapting mid-battle, Kong using the axe from an offensive weapon to a defensive one on several occasions. And even after losing the axe, he makes a way to get it back by using his environment, making shields out of buildings and using them as decoys. And even when he's up by 1, he doesn't blindly keep attacking. The boy patiently waits for Godzilla to fall into his trap. Taking all of this into consideration, I gotta say, Kong's battle IQ, it's fantastic.
Say that again?
So overall in AP, Kong can stagger Goji, knock him down, cause him to bleed with the axe, and stun him. Durability wise, he could take some attacks, but the more lethal ones will either injure him or send him to the gulag with the baby's career. Kong has the better combat reaction speeds, and his battle IQ is top notch. Some would even argue the best in the Monsterverse. We've analyzed the 1v1, so now I think it's time to solve how many Kongs it'll take to defeat one Godzilla. Round 1, double the Kongs. Okay, Godzilla, you can beat 1, but can you beat 2? When 2 Kongs appear out of the hollow earth, Godzilla probably won't be laughing as much. He'll likely lock in this time, and the Kongs will likely charge in with their axes, and they'll put in that work on him. This is going to be a recreation of JJK. Bro is not going to get a lick in. But despite all of that, I still think Godzilla can clutch this. As previously mentioned, Kong, after a fury of combos and an overcharged axe explosion, hardly even dented Godzilla, and he was never even close to death from any of these attacks. So while with 2 Kongs, Godzilla most definitely getting hit with CTE and double to probably triple the amount of scars and damage. He can survive. He's gonna struggle to get a licking though. But when he do, the Kongs are definitely gonna feel it. Goji with just regular shoves was sending Kong flying straight to the moon, and a locked-in bite can dislocate body parts. And please do not let him step out with the Black Air Forces. Godzilla's obviously going to have a harder time, but I see him thugging it out and slowly but surely eventually giving the Kongs the King Charles treatment. They will be missed. Enough of that nonsense though. Throw in the third Kong, a 3v1. We talking Ghidorah the three-headed monster, except with none of those guys. Godzilla should have a really hard time here. Last time he can shove one out the way and hopefully critically injure the other before they both jump him again. But now, he got Kong coming at him from all sides. If he tries to body one, the others can cut that out and stagger him, even knock him down. And now they're giving him the payback for his own signature move. Or one could put him in a headlock and the other two just go straight to chopping at his chest and belly like lumberjacks. It'll take a while, but I can see the Kongs doing enough chip damage to bring Godzilla down. But Godzilla is really durable though. Let's not forget, even when Godzilla was fatigued and Mechagodzilla was dropping the entire alphabet of combos on him, Godzilla never got critically injured. I'm telling y'all, he's a tank. I think Godzilla can slightly clutch up here. If he goes instant croc mode and hopefully grabs one Kong by the arm and just swing him around Suko style, he can probably get two birds in one stone. But this is not going to be easy at all though. He can hopefully overload one of the axes and make it explode on the Kongs before they can even hit him. It's going to be tough either way. I can see the Kongs winning, and I can see Godzilla playing the tall nut route and enduring a very long match, but eventually outdoing the other Kongs. So I'll give Godzilla the edge for the greater durability and AP advantage. Round 3, let's make it 4 to 5 Kongs, and ref, you can call it there, that's game. The Kongs are for sure cooking here. Listen, we know Godzilla's mad durable, and he can finish the Kongs off with a solid hit. Problem is, he ain't getting any hits. The Kongs are going to be breaking Godzilla's ankles every chance they get. If Godzilla manages to pin one Kong, which he won't, but if he did, the others would just body slam him, jab him with their axes, or even just kick him off. Godzilla's strongest weapon won't even be of any use. They can dodge, block, and even use it against him. And yeah, like I said, Godzilla's a tank, but his durability drops when his stamina and his radiation gets low. It took Godzilla several hours to put Kong in the ground, but now he gotta deal with 4 of them. So even if they can't injure him too much in the beginning, once Godzilla's lungs head out, Kongs are gonna be applying that pressure that Godzilla would not like. And that same Mechagodzilla that was having his way with a tired Goji got turned into Lego pieces by a weaker Kong with a weaker axe. Now imagine 4 to 5 of those Kongs, stronger now, more healthy, with stronger axes that can pierce Godzilla's skin and capacitate him all at once. Yeah, Kong in 5. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think I hit it right on the dot? Or do you think it takes less Kong? Or do you think it takes more Kong? Be sure to comment how many Kongs you think it'll take to defeat one Godzilla in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I would appreciate all the love you guys can give me. And with all of that out of the way, I hope you guys have a fantastic day.